What VC? What are we talking about? Oh yeah. Also, usually what I do is I wear like a sweatshirt on my head because these. Okay. Here's what I do for when I stream. I have a headset mic, which is what I'm talking in right now because my other mic just fucking stopped working. I don't know why. So I just wear the headset mic, but the headset does not work, just the mic. So I have to get a speaker, which is this thing right here. So yeah. So then but these headphones are really good. I also have to wear like a sweatshirt, then like put this hoodie on, then put the headset over that because it's so uncomfortable. But I don't really have a sweatshirt, so I'm just gonna put this on my clicks. So I'm gonna try to. So I'm probably not gonna talk much. Also, I just mowed my neighbor's front and back lawn, so I'm a little tired. So I'm a little too tired to talk. Let's chill now. But I don't know what VC you're talking about. Oh hell yeah, I get paid. They give me like 15 for their no 10 for their front and 20 no 10 for their front, I believe, and 15 and 20 for our back. I also have to do our front and back later, but yeah. So for our thing, so my mom gives me 5 for our front yard, 10 for our back. Our neighbors give me, I believe, 15 um, for our neighbor's front and 20 for the back. That thing, I don't even know what happened because the other day I just woke up, the day after it happened, and it was just their thing was renamed to like a deco list. I guess they're trying to get people for a collab. The biggest person I believe we got in there was Congregation Jump Scares, and that was me. Yeah, I'm still on the server. A lot of people are, but like it just failed. And it got like renamed to like a Mega Collab server, so I guess they were trying to get people for a Mega Collab. Where we got Aidson.
Look on fire!
We got Firework Victor. Joshua. I don't know if you guys know who Joshua is. I don't. But yeah, we got Congregation Jump Scares. No. That's not what it was. The initial goal was to try and get a bunch of people in a VC, but they just rebranded it to Mega Collab. A lot of people left. I got Lord Quack, who's an in-game friend of mine with like 4 career points. Actually, not in-game, Discord friend, but with like 4 career points. Anyway, hold on, let me just get some shit set up because I was kind of busy. Let me get some shit set up because I was kind of busy yapping. Better turn on my speaker. No, 4. Oh, yeah, 4 creator points. Yeah. I'm in-game friends with a few people with creator points. Um, Geomaniac. This guy's like the funniest guy in the world. I don't know if you guys know who Geomaniac is. He is like. Yeah. Dude, he made this. He's the guy who made this Google Doc. Just read this thing. It's so funny. Also, by the way, before you get on his ass for being racist, say he's racist. He's black. Just to let you know that. Akashic Records. I did not know he had career points. His name is Akashic Records. Because I don't know if you know about the level, but he tried to get the level Akashic Records rated for the longest time. So yeah, then I guess he changed his name to that, and I guess he's too lazy to change it back or something. I'm also friends with Magic Tab Lord. Rob Top actually played this level. Then Discord. Yeah, on Discord I have Lord Quack. Just testing the thing. Nice first attempt. Yeah, I love this level. Or is the audio bugged or not? Because, sometimes it just sounds like demon mic, as people like to say. Oh, I can reposition myself. I actually hit the thing, which propelled me. Just delayed is nothing I can do about.
Why do we hear about the? Why do we hear about the? Why do we hear about the?
That is actually true, bro. Oops, gamer remote. Got to turn college football. Also, I keep fucking up that part. Like the UFO and the blue orb. Like actually, like I don't know. I'm starting to get. I'm starting to have the stupidest stats in the world in this level. It's so stupid. Like I don't know. It's like my fault too, but like I don't even know. I'm not like. Like initially it was like it's shitty so it's sensitive. I should be pissed, but like recently I've just had the dumbest stats on earth. That's great. Very close Chrome. Oops. Not level requests, no. Need to make that a rule. It's not your fault, but I just like most people just don't know. That message needs to be seen by the general public.
am I saying right now?
Definitely a bot. By the way, that was a complete accident. I accidentally did that route and I saved it. Also, another reason why they're a bot is because like no person, anyone on Twitch anyone on Twitch's username is like a female name. Yeah, they're always bots. You're like, all right, trust me, I'm not a bot, but do you want to see my art? Just give me your Discord, give me your password, give me like. Old BOJ. I want to learn this. I'm gonna watch Nothing is Scariest video, because everyone's talking about that.
So our story starts with Blast.
I love this video, by the way. That video is so funny.
Like, this is going to be awkward to approach, but a lot of people have the mentality of, how would you even begin to do this? And I felt that. So you're probably familiar with Invisible Deadlocked by Kermal. This is just a copy of Deadlocked with an alpha trigger at the beginning to make the entire level invisible. It's always been a fun sort of challenge to be Invisible Deadlocked because it's only slightly easier than beating the level blindfolded. The only reason Invisible Deadlocked is easier than blindfolded Deadlocked in any way, shape, or form is because you can see the player, so you have a good way to gauge where you are, and it just comes down to memorizing what the level actually contains. For a lot of people, Invisible Deadlock just straight up doesn't seem doable. Of course something like this is going to be awkward to approach, but a lot of people have the mentality of, how would you even begin to do this? And I felt that way for the longest time, until very recently. Don't get me wrong, Insane Demon is a very adequate difficulty for this level to be rated, however, I find it to be one of the easiest Insane Demons just due to the method in which you practice this in the first place. The big sort of Jimmy Neutron brain blast that I had with this level is it all comes down to how you attempt to practice it. Let me lay it out for you like this. If you try to be Invisible Deadlocked, throw everything you know out the window. If you have thoughts like, I'm pretty consistent with Deadlock, so this should be pretty easy, throw that out completely. If you try to beat Invisible Deadlocked, you have to specifically practice it by doing back runs as if you've never played Deadlocked before. With this realization, the level's still gonna be a pain in the ass to learn, and it's still pretty difficult, but it makes learning it feel a lot more conventional and possible. So with this realization, I decided I was going to go for Invisible Deadlock. So I started practicing it. All seemed fine until suddenly, during a practice run, I died to nothing. Unfortunately, I don't have video evidence of this happening, however, I do have screenshot evidence of it happening. As you can see from this screenshot, I just died for no reason. Very confusing. It goes a little bit further than that, though. If you look closely at the screenshot, the teleport portal is teleporting me inside of the ground spikes. And that's clearly not normal. Looking at the position of the teleport portal and where the hitbox is, it's very clear that this must be some sort of update bug, probably a 2.2 bug. And that's where it sat for me for the longest time. I made a Tumblr post and submitted this level to the bug spreadsheet thing, submitted it as a bug level, because in my head I'm like, okay, Invisible Deadlocked, it's odd that it's broken because it's just a copy of Deadlocked with an alpha trigger, but it broke in 2.2. RobTop probably, like, updated Deadlocked to fix it and make it work under the new physics or something.
Dude.
What I did not expect is that that is completely off the mark and wrong, and that this rabbit hole goes much deeper than I possibly could have expected. Because this exact same bug happened to me again in the main levels, the actual RobTop version of Deadlocked. I was making a funny macro for Deadlocked, and in order to make that macro, I decided to bot the level. I had show hitboxes enabled, show layout enabled, and show triggers enabled. And that's what led to this screenshot. This perplexed me because in my head I'm like, wow, not only is Invisible Deadlocked bugged in 2.2, but so is Deadlocked. That's kind of bad. I proceeded to take a screenshot, post about it on my community tab, and submit Deadlocked in and of itself as a bugged level. Which is really funny because it led to this screenshot, which I just find way funnier than it probably actually is. I know what you might be thinking. Well, pretty simple, right? It must just be a bug in 2.2. Well, really think about it for a second. Deadlocked is an official level, not an online level. It is one level that virtually every player is going to play. Only a small handful of people will not touch this level. So how did this bug go undiscovered for 9 whole months? And that is where the rabbit hole truly begins, as to test this, I decided to play Deadlocked again. And there was no trace of the bug happening whatsoever. Not only did it work in normal mode, but it still worked in practice mode. And that's where my curiosity started to peak. I dove straight in, just going and doing practice mode attempt after practice mode attempt on both Invisible Deadlocked and Deadlocked just to see if I could reproduce the bug. And at first, I couldn't. I spent maybe 20 minutes just trying my best to cause this death, and I just couldn't. And that's when I decided, maybe I should try to record the process. And luckily for this entire experience, I have a bunch of footage to prove everything I'm saying because of that. And even more luckily, within the first 4 minutes of me testing with my recording on, something happened. Wait, what? Now that's killing me. What the fuck? Now things are really starting to get confusing. This is a completely unrelated section of the level breaking in a very similar way. A teleport portal shoving me into a hitbox and killing me. This is getting weird. To make matters even more confusing, even though the teleport portal broke at the beginning of the run, the ship part one that started this whole rabbit hole didn't break in this run. So it seems to be really random as to when it affects things and what teleport portal it affects, but something is wrong with these teleport portals. At this point I started to go through many different theories and possibilities as to what might be causing this bug. I thought, oh, well, maybe it could be a frame alignment thing. After all, I have a lot of experience botting impossible levels, and I know that depending on the angle in which you do certain jumps and do certain things, it can change how the level functions. In fact, we saw a bug very similar to that in my video about beating every auto. The weirdest auto I encountered throughout this entire experience was a level titled A New Beginning by Do105. Why is this level weird? Well, because it seemed like it was going to be one of those previous 7 levels that was completely impossible. But after consulting the comment section, everyone said that this level would just kind of work if you let yourself die over and over and over and over and over again.
As that guy, just
so
a random anime girl. If you just Google good, cool anime girl profile pictures, that's one of the first ones. I used that one for
oh my god, it worked. I finally passed it. I needed to go on 60 VSync. To this moment, I have no fucking clue how this works. So maybe, just maybe, it's a frame alignment bug. But the problem with this theory is that I can't prove that because I still can't reproduce the bug consistently. Even more interestingly is after realizing everything I'd realized so far, I decided maybe I could reproduce the bug in Invisible Deadlocked. So I went and played Invisible Deadlocked, and the bug did not happen. At this point, I started talking to a couple other people about it and trying to figure out what was actually going on, and they made a very valid point. I should try to recreate the bug and then compare the run where I got the bug to the run where I didn't. Only problem, I couldn't reproduce the bug. However, I could do the next best thing.
You hit the,
I could compare
just
the
not
screenshot that I
orb.
posted to Tumblr
Like if you hit this
of it
custom
having
orb,
an Invisible Deadlocked. I could
can't do
compare
it.
that to the one where it happened on actual Deadlock that I posted to my community post, and then I could compare that to what is happening in-game. And it took a solid 10 minutes for me to realize what was going on, but comparing the screenshots like this ended up being the thing that led to me figuring out what was going on. Answering the question of why the level would just randomly bug and kill me and why this was happening, figuring out the answer to that question didn't solve the mystery. In fact, it actually created more questions than it did answers. So portals in Geometry Dash have some pretty strange quirks with their hitboxes, but I wouldn't say they don't make sense. Most of them do make perfect sense. They're just strange. So if I place a gravity portal like this, you can see that the hitbox is centered. And if you need a good visual indicator as to what I mean, look at where the hitbox is in comparison to the grid space. I'm going to place a portal on this block, and therefore the center of the hitbox is on that block. It makes perfect sense. It is intuitive, and it works. Now, the hitboxes aren't consistent. Like, if I place a cube one, that one's larger. If I place a mirror portal one, that one's also larger. But the rule of thumb is that the center of the hitbox is the center of the grid space you placed it on.
I don't even know what's going on.
And then you have teleport portals, which look like this. I have no idea why, but teleport portal hitboxes are not properly centered. They're off to the right a little bit. And this is actually very important to understanding what's going on. With all of that in mind, let's shift our focus back to these two screenshots. So if we look at the screenshot where we survive and the bug doesn't happen, you can see the hitbox is where it's designed to be. It's slowly veered off to the right, off-center from the hitbox. In fact, if you look at the platforms that are invisible that are there to assist you in the section, you can see that the hitbox is sort of in between two platforms. So with that in mind, let's look at the screenshot where we do die and the bug does happen. The hitbox has physically moved. Now this is very strange. The hitbox is in the center of the portal rather than veered off to the right, and it's even in the center of the blocks as if it was snapped to the grid like it was supposed to be, like the gravity portals do. This actually explains why this is killing us and why this is being so weird. If the hitbox moves to the left, that means we teleport farther to the left, which explains why we're teleporting inside of the blocks. But this opens up an even more irritating question to try to answer. Why is the hitbox moving? And unfortunately, I don't have a satisfying answer for this. It just seems to be pure random. After discovering this, I spent a whole nother hour just trying to intentionally cause the hitbox to offset so that I could see why the hitbox was doing this. But there is literally no reason for this. The annoying thing about this discovery is that it answers the question of why we're dying, but opens up a whole new question of why is the hitbox moving in the first place. That doesn't make any sense, and in theory shouldn't even be possible, because the hitbox is tied to the object, right? And that's a legitimate question. I actually genuinely don't know how this game handles hitboxes.
This game is fucking
first,
weird, man.
as I mentioned earlier in the video, I genuinely did think it had something to do with either frame alignment or a 2.2 bug or literally anything. My theories were getting so insane that I was like, oh, maybe it has to do with how I start the practice run, or, you know, maybe it's because I spam the checkpoints, because in one of the screenshots I was spamming checkpoints. But no matter what I did, no matter what testing I did, no matter how I moved in the level, no matter what I did, I could not get this consistent. The hitboxes for the teleport portals just randomly offset for literally no reason. What's even more irritating is that my theory that this was caused by some sort of impossible level style frame alignment movement that was just happening that can't be the case. That theory is completely thrown out, because if it had anything to do with frame alignment, deleting all of my practice checkpoints and starting from the first frame of the level should theoretically fix it. But no. If I did get this bug, which again, it was rare, but I was able to document this, if I did get this bug, I would go all the way back to the beginning of the level, and it wouldn't fix the hitbox. The only thing that fixed the hitbox was exiting the level and going back in. So it couldn't have been frame alignment.
Is that similar to how the one... Hold on. Is that similar to how this works, then? Probably add GD just in case. No, let's open G... Okay, let's open in GD. Let's open it in geometry dash. So, it only works on, I mean, you can do it on the original, but like, that's impossible, but like, I kind of suck at the game, so it's like this, so, if I play this, right here.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay. That's not really good at proving my point. My point was that that pad that I hit right before I paused, it did not work before.
There it is! What the fuck is causing that? What the fuck? I finally was able to reproduce it. Okay, so I am not going fucking crazy here. On normal deadlocked, the hitbox shifted. I might need to make a video just putting all this information out there. Luckily, I've documented the entirety of me trying to figure this out. So if I go back into the level, can I realign it?
Creepy pasta R reaction.
How far back do I have to go for this to go away? Because maybe if I back practice, it'll eventually go away. Okay, so that's not far enough back. Let's go back to the ball. Well, actually, no. Let's go to the robot. I need to get there from the robot.
Deadlocked robot.
So this might take me a little bit.
Guys, deadlocked 33 to 60 best friend.
So this might take me a little bit. Here we go. Still shifted.
W run. Go. Guys, he's going.
Alright, so now, because I went all the way from the beginning cube, right? If I restart. Yeah. So, if I leave practice and go back in, will it happen? Because if not, I might have a theory. So far, there doesn't really seem to be anything specific I can pinpoint that's causing it. It just seems to be random. This is so much bigger than I could have possibly imagined. I never in my life thought I would end up making a sequel to I Completely Broke Geometry Dash, but here we are.
I think Geometry Dash completely broke itself.
Alright, so fresh practice run, but
See
didn't...
if it works. See what it does for me. It's been a long time since I've opened the official levels. I want to mute this because DMCA. So let me get there. Jesus Christ, that wave is tied for a Rob top level. I never realized that. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but like, it's a Rob top level. So let's see. Have I died yet this attempt? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I'm thinking of Danklocked. I actually had Danklocked and Deadlocked confused. So what happens with me? I have 480 physics. I don't know if that changes anything. Alright. So it doesn't happen for me.
Leave the level, just exited practice. Does it happen?
I don't even know what's going on.
Yes. So it seems to be persistent across attempts. I'll do one more after dying a couple times at the beginning. I mean, honestly, since the teleport portal at the beginning was also offset, I could just test off that.
I don't know.
But no, that's still offset and wrong. So, with that being the case, if I exit practice mode and exit the level, and I go back in, right, I let myself die, and then I go into practice, does it still happen?
What happened if we raid Centipede?
See, this teleport portal, that's normal, okay.
Next GD Twitter, what? Yeah, drama. I don't want to say it'd be a drama. I think it might be an interesting argument.
It's not shifted.
What's going on?
I think I know what's causing it, and it would be a practice mode bug. After the experience you just witnessed, I ended up under the presumption that it probably had something to do with how you actually entered the level in the first place. Maybe you had to progress a certain amount before you entered practice mode, and you had to enter it without dying. Maybe you had to progress a certain amount and then die, and then quickly enter practice. Maybe you just had to do something oddly specific like that. But even those theories didn't work, because even after going back and looking at my footage, looking at how I entered the level when the bug happened, and mimicking every single action I made in-game, nothing worked. I could not reproduce this bug the same way twice. It's just completely random. For whatever reason, if you boot up Deadlocked, there is just a random chance that the level might be rendered completely impossible due to the hitbox mysteriously shifting to the left for no reason. Making matters worse, it's not just the teleport portal in the ship. As I demonstrated earlier in the video, I was starting to die to that one teleport portal at the beginning of the level. And sure enough, if we go back and analyze the footage when that was happening, the hitbox physically moved down. And this would happen completely at random throughout random practice runs. It even happened with teleport portals that didn't kill you. I just started to notice it because I was actively looking for it. Yeah, no, this one's not in the right place. What this means is that whenever you boot up Deadlocked, every teleport portal has just a random chance of the hitbox shifting for literally no reason, which is horrible. So originally the video was just going to end here, and I was going to talk about how I had no solution and how this is a major bug and how someone should try to fix it by developing a mod. But I did some more testing after recording everything you just watched, and I think I know what's causing it. So rather than just recapping the raw footage of me testing this like I have before, now that I have a consistent setup for causing the bug, I can explain what's going on, and this gets even weirder now that I know what's going on, because it turns out it's actually the fault of the Show Hitboxes mod in Mega Hack.
There's no
And
way.
this is strange. Alright, so as you can see, I'm going into Deadlocked, and I'm gonna go up to the first teleport portal, right? Or not the first teleport portal, but the first one that was breaking. So you can see, go through the teleport portal, everything is fine, right? Now, we're gonna enable Show Hitboxes and go into the level with Show Hitboxes enabled. I'm just gonna get back to that teleport portal. And now it's broken.
Then how did that work?
So for whatever reason, enabling Show Hitboxes breaks this.
Then
But it
it's
furthermore
on
has
Absolute's
nothing
end.
to do with loading the level. It seems to have something to do with how Geometry Dash renders objects. So you can see Show Hitboxes is off, right? And we're going to turn Show Hitboxes on around here, right? So we're towards the beginning of the level, we're turning on Show Hitboxes, and what's going to happen is we're going to get to the teleport portal,
We're
and
up
it's
to
broken,
any rating level
right?
using Mega Hack.
However, and this is where shit gets weird, if we then do the same thing, but we get to the teleport portal and then turn it on, it'll just fix it. It'll make it incapable of breaking. Alright, so we're there, you can see...
If I try 2.1. When I change scenes, literally porn could pop up. Like literally anything pops up. Like I could just search like deadlocked and say, yo, I am deadlocked in her pussy. Like I don't care about Trump, I'm trying to search it up. Why is everyone referencing this? I don't care about sports. I mean, I do care about sports, but what about Absolute? Let me check his Twitter. I think I could show this on stream. I mean, I could show the other thing on stream, but like, here, like, but the possibility porn could have just popped up. So let's see this. Raw sex. Actually, I don't think it is his fault. It's the way GD renders objects, so I'll need to ask him.
The hitbox is where it's supposed
I
to
do, I
be.
can just ask
So
him in
we're
the
going to
Cash
turn it
Podcast
off,
chat tomorrow.
exit practice mode, turn it on, and then re-enter practice mode.
So I have to, hold on.
Turn it on, and then re-enter supposed to be. So now we're going to turn it off, exit.
So I need to make it there. to exit the level and re-enter. Then exit, then turn it off, then turn it back on. I'm just curious. Okay. So that is what's going on. So, why? So why is that happening?
Practice mode, turn it on, and then re-enter practice mode. And it's still not broken. However, if we leave the level and go in again with show hitboxes on, it's broken again. So show hitbox is making the hitboxes load in incorrectly, but it only does that if you've never seen the object before, which is weird. And it seems to only affect certain objects. It's really strange. The moment I realized this, everything started to make sense. With Invisible Deadlocked, I never experienced the first portal breaking. The first portal only broke for me as I started to test and turn on show hitboxes to figure this out. As for the second portal breaking, it makes sense, because what would happen is I'd get to a part like the mini ball, and I'd get confused by the click pattern, so I would turn on show hitboxes to learn the click pattern of the mini ball, and then turn it off to learn it without hitboxes. And then after doing that, I'd continue the practice run, get to the ship, and then it would be broken. Except, confusingly, with this revelation, I decided to go in and do a practice run of Invisible Deadlocked without hitboxes. And it still happened. But that's when I realized something horrifying. It can also happen with show hitboxes on death if you die enough. Sure enough, the moment I disabled show hitbox on death, it worked fine. The moment I uninstalled Geode in all of my mods, it worked fine. So show hitbox and show hitbox on death are moving the teleport portal hitbox, which is insane. But what if it's just coincidence and good timing? You know what I mean? Maybe the hitboxes really are just moving at random and it has nothing to do with show hitbox. I have no idea, but maybe I should go on Discord and start asking around. Holy shit, I'm not the only one. Which means it's true. It's a consistent setup. Every person I have asked, every single one, it worked. I'm so happy that I figured out what's going on. However, as a solution to this, I don't really know what to say beyond absolute. You should probably fix Mega Hack, because this is... wow. This has been one hell of a rabbit hole, and I am very intrigued by it.
That's a really interesting video. I think Scary might get best YouTuber. I genuinely think he could. Just aren't that many edits. I get not too much edit. Eminem's new album is trash. This has so many views, Jesus. Yeah. Thumbnail. He doesn't like tidal wave.
Metro presents a tale of two wireless customers.
I've been a loyal customer since today,
Forever.
which means I
I
get
get
all the deals.
Absolutely
Dude.
no deal.
It's like they
This
totally
is a
see me.
test.
God, I exist.
That's such yada yada.
This
I hate
is
yada yada.
But
a
now, with
test.
Metro, existing customers can get the same great deals as
Test.
new customers.
Finally.
Test.
Introducing Metro Flex. Get that new customer feeling again and again. Free 5G phones when you join. And the
Test,
same great deals as new customers when you
test.
stay. That's not a yada yada. Only at Metro.
When you think of the worst fail in Geometry Dash,
Oh yeah, I disabled ad blocker because I opened a website that contained it. Hold on. There's extensions. Wait, what? So why isn't it on?
when you think of the worst fail in Geometry Dash, two often come to mind. Mafui's 98 fail on Sonic Wave and Nobleboy's 98 fail on Bloodlust. While both of these were awful, there's a third major progression-changing fail that seemingly has been forgotten. One that could have changed the game forever had it gone the other way. This is the story of an underdog who vied to dethrone the longest reigning top 1 in the history of Geometry Dash, yet came just short. Tartarus was the most dominant level to ever hold the title of Hardest Demon. It was a large difficulty jump over the previous level Zodiac, and nobody could seem to beat anything harder. It had the game in a chokehold. Multiple potential challengers had already failed to nudge it from the top. This is where Dillstick comes in. Not many people knew of him, but he was beginning something that could pave the way past Tartarus. And not just be a level above in difficulty, but absolutely destroy the concept of what could have even been done at the time. He started playing a forgotten level known as Abyss of Darkness. AOD was first released a couple years prior as a cheated achievement by Exen. The level was built with the intention of being the limit of what people could do, and even years after being put out, nobody could manage much of anything on it. The impossible levels list estimated its difficulty to be near the current version of Silent Clubstep, and with its weird gameplay and aging decoration, it was simply seen as an unviable choice to beat. But that judgment didn't apply to everyone. Dillstick was willing to give it a go. Dill's journey started out on July 17, 2020 with a run of 43 to 75. This portion of the level is seen as the easier sections, and even then it would have been a challenge for most of the top players in that time. His next run of 50 to 100 was more eventful. It included the now infamous ending section, which contains some of the most brutal choke points in any level that's ever been beaten. Some of these wave gaps are just barely wide enough to fit through with any semblance of consistency. With this run in the book, Stills had half the level completed. From there, it was only logical to start playing the first half, and so that's what he did. Dill's hard work is really paying off now as he managed to complete Abyss of Darkness in 2 segments. If he could chain them together, he'd verify the new top 1 and bring about a new era of difficulty, but there was still a long way to go for now. His next move was to get 32 to 100 for his new longest run on the level. Even at this point, some were calling it one of the greatest achievements ever. Then he was able to break through to the second half from 0 with a new best of 68%. Dills was looking to be on track to beat the level in the not too distant future. Not long after that, 76% came, and then Dills got a run that would change everything.
Look, that's a CRT, and he's looking on the other side of his room, but there's not enough room on his desk right here, so he had to still look over there. It's so funny. A CRT is like an old monitor box that can run God knows how many FPS, over 1,000 results per box. Oh, thought Exxon beat it though, right? He didn't hack.
Dills almost just beat AOD as a fluke from 76% and people took notice. The video blew up to 200,000 views and everyone stopped to look at what could be the next top demon. People were shocked to see something this much harder than even Tartarus was on the verge of being done. Now all Dills had to do was keep his focus and grind out the level and he'd be able to do it. Well, at least that's what everyone thought.
He did it twice, didn't he? I think so. I remember when this happened. It was insane, man. This is like 2021. No one really talks about this anymore, but this was like really insane.
Dills died to the last couple of clicks in the level on 2 different occasions. To make matters worse, 190,000 attempts into the grind, he decided to drop the level due to outside circumstances. Without a dedicated verifier, it seemed the level was going to die and fade away once again. In the
Honestly,
absence
the
of an
level
AOD
deserved it. The level
verifier,
sucks
both
ass.
Slaughterhouse
Like,
and
if it
Firework
did
got
die,
verified
it
and put the
deserved it.
nail in the
trying
coffin
to
for his
say,
chance to be
Dills
the
think it
level to
deserved it
dethrone
either.
Tartarus. Just when things seemed bleak for AOD, something
level
happened that pulled it
sucks
back into
not.
contention. CD Music and his team just redecorated the level up to modern standards. One of the main issues people had with it was its clearly aged 2018 decorations, and so a modern revamp that kept the
We'll see my watch later. Is there anything interesting here? God, it's Stormfly. See my watch. Oh, I have 669 subs. Let's go. I have a lot of shit in here. What's a mute tree?
Oh, there's a goal. It bounces.
Do you like trades, kids? Well, baseball had a good number of them. No true superstars moving around, but there were solid pieces that were involved. We witnessed a heavy seller's market. Some of the prospect costs. The National League. The National League. It is a conference. 2 or 3 teams at the very top, but in the middle, just pure chaos and calamity everywhere you look. Teams full of comebacks,
Yep.
defying odds, revivals, frustrations, and bullshit alike. Minus
Oh,
Miami
bullshit.
and Colorado, they just suck. Yes, we'll even go over that. It's in the contract. In typical Braves mode, they're playing with fire in more than one way. They aren't as good as a certain other team in their division, but they should be serious contenders in October. Look at Marcell Ozuna. He's back to hitting everything that moves. Is that still the right thing to say about him? I mean, it really isn't for most of the hitters since they aren't in peak form. But Reynaldo Lopez's emergence into an ace proves one thing. He can thrive without Lucas Giolito. Chris Sale has reached a form we haven't seen since the last decade. They needed it too. Spencer Strider went under the knife. Braves of this year are individual pieces but lack the cohesiveness of a team. Philadelphia is a team. Atlanta's been humiliated by them far too often as of late. But if anyone has the pieces to achieve glory, it's these boys. Only problem, no Acuna again. His ACL torn like Atlanta's dreams. Although the last time this happened, they did win that long elusive World Series. Do not speak of progression with the Marlins. That word doesn't come
I
anywhere
thought they
close to
beat
describing
Charles
this
here. Now they
freefall.
lost.
This is something else.
Like at the beginning.
This
of
is
the
an
year,
outright disaster. Rug's been
someone.
pulled after
Who
the
was it
initial
at the beginning
VC
of the year?
investment, and a bunch of suckers are left holding the bag. You
I-
could throw
I
this
did
team in
think
a
they'd
red
be
light
good this
district
year.
and nothing would happen. They're like
Verizon's
Beavers, they're
not
never
really
gonna
playing that
fucking
well,
score.
so they
Tim
did.
Anderson's been knocked out by fate itself, and Abigail Garcia seeing Prince Fielder in his nightmares. Luis Arise can hit, yes, but he was able to hit his way to the opposite goddamn coast. And the pitching? There's nothing left of it. No Alcantara. Yuri Perez was sacrificed to the Tommy John gods. Ryan Weathers and Jesus Luzardo are out long term. Braxton Garrett's out, and Sixto may as well be renamed 60-Day IL. Tattered and shattered into a million pieces as penance for past crimes. The cost will likely be Josh Bell and Jazz Chisholm at the deadline. But hey, at least if you got ripped off on this team, you can
Someone
get a
muted
free
the mic,
burger at
my
Burger
bad.
King. The Marlins just have to win a home game.
Hurry it up, will ya? We're hungry over here. Look at us. My kids haven't eaten in a long time.
The Mets season is in two
Messed.
distinct arcs. The early season was a classic story of lament and lol Mets. Did you see how
Well
horrific
messed.
their May was? Hilarious losing and failure at every turn. Some fans wondering if things were better under the damn Wilpons. Jorge Lopez might have thought so, throwing his glove into the stands after another blown save, while miscommunication made us think the Mets were the worst team in baseball. He was told to fuck off right after this moment. Horrors, Lindor-led team meetings, and delicious schadenfreude all in one until a moment turned the tide. Grimace. A sweaty man in a purple costume threw a dime for a first pitch. Many Lowell Mets historians merely saw it as another chapter of hilarity. What it became was a rallying cry. After the mascot did his thing, the Mets followed his lead and came out of the abyss.
Holy shit.
An unprecedented June of amazing success. The Bats coming alive in more than one way. The emergence of Mark Vientos as a quality player.
I don't know where
Emergence of
Vientos
Jose
came. He
Iglesias as a
spawned
man
in.
of singing after glorious wins. A surprisingly decent starting rotation. It's all here. Now the question is, can they keep this up? Winning has put the Mets in a
know,
tricky
man.
spot. Do they load up and buy, risking losing Pete
I don't want
Alonso
them
for
to.
nothing?
Fuck the Mets.
Or do they trade the polar bear to further load up in the future? I don't envy them for this decision. Either one has pros and cons. Maybe Grimace can be added to the
Not
bullpen to
show
close
the
out
upper
games.
day- oh.
Could have replaced Edwin Diaz when he was suspended for 10 games. I take it someone wants revenge for last year's choke in the NLCS. The way the Phillies have performed in the first half, they want more than blood. Desire the souls of 1,000 enemies. And that alone may not be enough. Gaze at their hitting core. Trey Turner is apparently God. Bryce Harper is apparently immortal. Kyle Schwarber's just Kyle Schwarber. Trump avoided assassination, but Castellanos didn't avoid assassinating a baseball the day it happened. As is always tradition. Phillies pitching may also become a tradition someday.
Fans starting.
Winning hand,
on this.
4 aces in
Phillies
their
fans,
arsenal.
skipping
Nola and Wheeler
an
were to be expected, but Ranger
assassination.
Suarez doing what he's
Let's start
doing.
starting an
Christopher
assassination
Sanchez is
just so
stopping
we can
hitters
get
in his
Texans on a
path.
hot streak.
Even the bullpen is dominating. They don't talk about Taiwan Walker, though. They keep him in the basement crawl space. They can keep this up, get a few pieces at the deadline, and have Real Muto return to full health. The only thing that can stop the Phillies are the Phillies.
Yeah, it's just
Good
there
Lord, what a team. The good news is that the Nationals are showing progress. They're a very streaky team.
bad news is
considering
they
the past few
fucking
seasons,
suck.
streaky is a lot better than shit. They have a core
Jerks
that might
and
be
Profar's
starting
their
to
dad.
emerge. Abrams and Gore, James Wood just got called up, Dylan Cruz is on the way. Just isn't enough to make a move this year. That skid they've been on the past few weeks is more than enough proof of that.
mute.
A bunch of pieces have struggled or have been cast off. Trevor Williams was doing well, but he's hurt. And Josiah Gray's about to be elbowed out of the entire season. Sell-off is slowly beginning, and I expect anything that isn't hammered down might get shipped off. Perhaps even Patrick Corbin. There isn't much else to say here besides hope that things can keep progressing, but do they have enough to get to that next echelon of teams soon? Baseball's
I
a
think
weird
next year they
sport when
could
it
do
comes to
something.
that sort of thing. So, Cubs? Weren't you supposed to be good this year? Why the slumping face? In fact, why the slumping season? How were you suddenly unable to score runs for 2 months at a time? What the hell happened to Dansby and Christopher Morrell? Both
Morrell?
better than this, we
Morrell.
know it. Cody Bellinger hasn't been
Christopher
peak Bellinger,
Morrell.
but he's at least been passable.
Morale of the
Until the
story.
injury hit. Look, I know Michael Bush is decent, yet he's the best hitter on the team. Starting pitching's good at least. Shota Imanaga has been great and then some. Jameson Tyone's bounced back. I wish the only downside was Kyle Hendricks falling off a map, but there's a big issue. The bullpen's putrid. Like a whale in the ocean, there she blows. Why are people shocked that they've blown 6 leads in the 9th this year? The closer's Hector Neris. Did they not see how bad he was in that role in Philly? Be better cutting off your own hand in most situations. Desiring relevance has led this team to a panic point. Do they hold serve, or do they throw everything at trying to salvage the season? The NL Central isn't exactly strong. Something tells me they might force the issue. Months past, the Reds envisioned a breakout season where their young talent takes that next step. Where consistency in winning was a standard to be set.
Gotta break down
Cincinnati
season where
makes
all
their mark on the
everybody
baseball
except for Riley De La
landscape.
Cruz is
That
ass.
hasn't exactly happened. Still as streaky as they were last season. They are Ellie De La Cruz, the franchise. When they're clicking, they're sending piss missiles into the heart of their opponents.
De La Cruz is-
They aren't they're whiffing on every pitch under the sun. There's talent here, that isn't denied. What is the fact that their pitching has been mid-tier at best. Flashes of brilliance from Green, Abbott, and Lodolo, but not much else. Their bullpen that saved their asses repeatedly last year has been sluggish. It's not to say there's no hope. They do have a very positive run differential, so signs could point to a resurgence. Can they maintain their form headed into the break, though? Few small moves and tweaks, and they could be in the thick of things. It's a goddamn mosh pit this year. And after all the attrition in the starting pitching ranks, the Brewers haven't skipped much of a beat. Interesting. If I'm them, I take it to the bank and then some. To be fair, they're the only team in the NL Central to have a positive run differential and a winning record so far. This is all it takes to win this division? Very well then. I'll gladly take a Christian Yelich that's returned to his once great form.
So
Shed
about
off
that.
the injuries and carries the team like days of old. Solid depth and hope around him, but this is Yelich's baby. Plus a little William Contreras. Surprisingly, the pitching hasn't lost much of a step.
How could you
And that's
forget?
for one reason. The bullpen. Still as elite as it was at the end of last year. Arms for days and days. The scary part is that this is without Devin Williams. He's beginning rehab. The 7th through 9th innings may be on complete lockdown. Now the arsenal must be loaded to hopefully not shit it in October. Aaron Savale is the first piece to exact revenge on the likes of Burns and Council. I don't trust them, though. You know, the whole buying into them wholesale only to flame out horrifically every year thing. I'm gonna be more reserved this time. Everybody shut up and let me tell you about the future. Paul Skeens.
So they got a limit for
My
playoff.
God, what a specimen. Slinging baseballs into the triple digits, stymieing every hitter he faces regardless of pedigree. Steven Strasburg's debut was something. Skeens and his fantastic mustache of Ben even can't fix this team alone. Pirates aren't a bad team, they're incredibly frustrating. Every positive stride undone by a bullpen that keeps ruining everything. Every great swing frozen by watching strikes right down the middle. Hitters turning into an army of Henry Davises pressing and flailing around. Considering that Rowdy Tellez went from the most hated player on the team to a hitting machine once he told Andy Haynes to shove it, I'm thinking this might be a coaching problem. It's obvious the Pirates have pieces, but they can't rely on 7-homer games being a regular occurrence. They need a lot more. Deadline should be interesting for them. And apparently Nutting's now saying he doesn't have any money. God damn it, man, you're proving every Yinzer on the street right. The Spirit of St. Louis hasn't had the smooth flight that Charles Lindbergh had back in the day. In early May, they were one of the biggest jokes in baseball. And it was absolutely
Just a bunch of shit that is not, it's not gonna age well.
justified with their performance. Turns out when Goldie and Arenado aren't hitting, the team isn't good. But now, they're okay, I think. The metrics point to regression, especially with the run differential and record in blowout games, but they're featuring a winning record. For better or worse. At least they can finally stop blaming Wilson Contreras for being the devil this year. Goldie and Arenado have been better too, but not at peak form. Still, do you really see this team doing anything noteworthy this postseason? The pitching's been okay, but to me they reek of a wildcard series loss at best. Unless they find some miracle salsa somewhere, I don't see it changing. Ole Marmol and company dancing through the raindrops like they're Gene Kelly singing in the rain. But he never dodged rain in that movie. Well, the Gories are fucked. I'm puzzled. This year was supposed to be a step into the upper tier of NL teams after a miracle run to the World Series. Maybe I didn't put enough emphasis on the miracle part of it?
Don't
I
worry,
knew
bro.
there was gonna be a struggle.
Wait
This?
till July.
It's like the good Lord above you want the Marlins. Stars of last year, the likes of Carroll and Moreno, haven't been carrying the team like they were before. Alec Thomas just isn't anywhere to be found at this
was
point.
like nothing until.
Del Marte's still
this
good
video.
though, so there's
Time
that.
onwards.
But what about the starting rotation of Envy? It's missing in action. Merrill Kelly's been out long term with injury. Big signing of Jordan Montgomery has only been big in the nightmare season he's been having. The bullpen keeps blowing leaves. Is it really Paul Sewell's time to pitch? It's about 3 past him now. The NL wildcard race is still tight, and the D-backs are on a roll since June, but if they're not careful, it'll get away from them again. They surely don't want that, do they? Well, maybe their rivals in the Phillies.
It fires. Base hit left field. Here's Hatch. They're going to hold him up. Oh! It gets under the glove of Jones. It rolls all the way to the wall. Happ is in. Suzuki is in. Morel will stop at third. Now he's coming home.
I don't need to say anything else. Even uttering these words is a waste of my breath. Have fun with that Chris Bryant contract. The Dodgers are once again doing Dodgers things. In both the good and
Very
bad.
good, doing historic
Forces that
things,
seek to
getting
balance out things in
glazed
the
the
great
fuck by Major
cosmos
League Baseball.
itself. Their hitters, for the most part, are a deadly force worthy of immortality. Shohei relentlessly annihilating everything with the stick, joining Mookie and Freddie in a triumvirate of death and destruction. Hopefully not Mookie's destruction. They've already lost Max Muncy long term, more losses can't be had. Like past seasons, the starting rotation is being devastated by what can only be described as a Dodger plague. Kershaw hasn't pitched yet this year. Tyler Glasnow's banged up. Bueller's injured again. Joe Kelly and Ryan Brazier are on the 60-day IL. Bobby Miller suddenly turned into a trash fire. And Yoshinobu Yamamoto? He's out for a while too. It leads to a team that's good, but not good enough. Another round of this and they'll be victims of fate itself like last season. This is worst case scenario for LA. Second best. Phillies usurped them with a crushing sweep earlier this month. Insane luck can't always break their way. Action needs to be taken. They know damn well what they need to do, but they won't do it. In honor of Peter Seidler, San Diego's doing everything in its power to keep the flames of competition alive at Petco. It's working better than it did last year. It had to. 2023 was an absolute anomaly with one-run games and extra innings.
Except for
They've
September.
leveled out there. Now rivals
They
are
just, like,
weakened and the Padres are
September,
being
they-
underestimated.
God, somehow they finished with
Look
a
to
win
the
record.
east and see Luis Ariz. He fills a much-needed hole at second base. Just wish they could get out of that Xander Bogaerts deal, though. Regardless, they're one of the best hitting teams in baseball. Odd to say that with only a .260 team batting average, but that's how good pitching is these days. I only find it odd that the hitter leading the charge is Jurickson Profar. He's finally living up to his prospect type. It's good to see. Their pitching has also lived up to the hype for the most part. I say mostly because Joe Musgrove's dealing with another injury-riddled year. It should be satisfying, but the Padres' goal has always been a World Series, regardless of last year's calamity. Do they have a chance at it this year? If all things align, it's possible. A few days ago, the SpaceX Falcon 9 was undergoing a routine launch when malfunction struck. A simple propellant leak caused disintegration. The explosion destroyed 20 satellites and has forced the grounding of the spacecraft in a blow to their ambitions. I mention this because the Giants are in the same predicament. A routine launch that has led to catastrophic malfunctions. Straight up failure to thrive in the nature of life itself. Random blow-ups preventing them from reaching their true potential. Most of their buys in the offseason haven't worked out. Except for Matt Chapman, he's been good. Jordan Hicks has been alright as a starter as well. You wish the same for Jung-Hoo Lee, but he's been dealing with the aftermath of the hypothetical explosion. Blake Snell wasn't so lucky. He's straight up imploded. The hyped foil to Logan Webb hasn't been close to his
Don't
true
worry,
self.
buddy.
Camilo Duvall hasn't either. Who's ready to see his 5.5 ERA at Oracle set fires? So have the Giants in a way matched the SpaceX disaster. Pieces and flashes, but nothing else. Inconsistency abound and frustrations have to be setting in. What do you
it's a bot. It said kill yourself when they said thank you.
But I think they put it on like a golden pickaxe, right, or like something, so you can.
That's not my problem.
I
Never
know.
ever play this level.
This one? I
Yeah.
mean, this one's fine. Why is it-
Fine.
Dude.
Yeah. Fine.
1, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3. Dang it. Okay, 1, 1, 3, 2.
But when you get to this part, you can literally just pause.
Okay. 1, 3, 2, 3. Okay, I have like. What is it? I have like I looked up a solver for it because I don't want to memorize all the everything. 1, 1, 3, 3, 2, 3, 1. I messed it up. 1, 1, 3, 3, 2, 3, 2.
I have to go. So goodbye.
Bye.
Good night.
Have a good night, gamer.
Like, I'm literally Epic Gamer. I can literally send you one meme I made in school. This meme is actually so true. And by the way, today I hit the 1,500 hour mark on German Tutorial.
Nice. I have 2,750.
Do I even want to mention how many hours I have?
10,000.
Y'all have nothing. I have
Well, getting
4,695.
9.8k.
I have 4.6k.
I have
Wow.
9.8k.
Bodonculars. When have I ever seen
Why are you still saying that?
Because it's funny.
Like, I
It's
understand. It's funny. 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 So bye.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a little snack. What? Hello. There we go.
I am tired.
Oh.
Yes. It's like 10 minutes past 11 in the evening.
Wow.
Yes. Getting tired.
Good night.
Good night.
Dang it. I was wondering how far I could get into Fusion Z, and then I did. I did 32% on my first attempt from zero, or 31%. What is it?
Hello, honeys.
Hi, hello, what's up, gamer? How are you doing?
Ah, my god, that's loud. Holy shit.
Yeah, my stream is loud.
Oh no, I was talking about what popped up on my screen, but
Oh, what popped up on your screen?
just a video. Like a video automatically played on YouTube when I accidentally hit the N key.
But I see. Let's see what the transients look like on corrosive. That's awesome. That's exactly how I thought it would.
I love that.
Hold on, Jake, I'm gonna send you something. Check it out.
Someone needs to put noise suppression on.
Check out my dad. That's what the transients look like for corrosive.
Yep.
Exactly what I expected. Who's in here with me? Who are you?
By the
Reveal
way,
yourself.
I just put my camera on.